What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Sideswipe the Boss, back at it again with another tier list. So, with Batwoman Season 2 finally airing on our screens, I believe it was this past Sunday that it aired, I decided to go back and make a tier list for the Season 1 characters of Batwoman. Now, I know that I said I wasn't going to do this. I even told myself so many times that I was not going to make a Batwoman tier list right away. But I feel like this season, this current season, Season 2, is going to be different than Season 1. I'm going to hold out hope that it feels different. So I decided to, make a small tier list of the Batwoman Season 1 characters. It's probably going to be a shorter video, but, might as well just get it out the way. Now, as you can see, this is going to be a very short tier list. I only included like the big characters and just like a few characters that I think are somewhat important or at least a little cool overall. So yeah, it's going to be one of my shortest tier lists probably. But if you do enjoy this video, just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting a little progress every day, so just keep on liking, keep on subscribing, and the support would be very appreciated. First up, we have Tommy Elliot, aka Hush, and I'm only counting his Season 1 time. He was a pretty cool character, He wasn't really the best incarnation of Hush that I've seen, but he was still pretty cool nonetheless. I mean, he was kind of getting to the very cool looking comic book look. I don't think he's gotten there yet, but where he ended off in like Season 1, at least before he put on Bruce Wayne's face, it was close enough, and he was a pretty cool character nonetheless. So he's gonna go in the B tier. Next up, we have Alice, and Alice was probably the best character of Season 1, in my opinion. She was a good villain. Not even gonna lie. She must need back surgery because she carried the whole show on her back in Season 1. Like, she was a cool villain. She was kind of threatening. She was played very well. She definitely gave Kane a run for her money for sure, especially because, they were sisters, so it brings in that dynamic as well. And yeah, she's just a cool villain nonetheless. I'm interested to see where she goes in Season 2 since that sisterly hatred or dynamic's not there anymore. But she's going to go at the top of the A tier. I feel like she's going to stay there because she definitely did carry the show in Season 1. Next up, we have Mouse's dad, I believe. I forgot his name, but he was creepy and weird, bro. Like, wasn't he pretending to be a doctor, and then he was revealed to not be that actual doctor? He was himself. Those flashbacks were kind of creepy as well. I mean, I think Kate killed him towards the end of Season 1. I'm drawing a blank here, but he was still he was an alright character to me. Nothing too special, but I mean, he did provide some controversy within the Batwoman universe, so he's gonna go in the C tier. Next up, we have Jacob Kane, is Kate Kane's dad and also Alice's dad, and he was an alright character. He was definitely jumping around a lot between hating one person and liking them, and hating the other person and liking them. Like, bro, his morals were in question for real. But he was still an alright character. He provided some good family moments with the Kanes, and he was a cool, I think, wasn't he like the captain of the Crows or something like that? He was still a pretty decent character regardless. So he's gonna go in the B tier, but below Tommy. Next up, we have Mouse. And Mouse was definitely not my favorite character of the show. He wasn't terrible. He was just, I don't know. He kind of outserved his purpose, I guess. At least half, or at least a third or 2/3 into the season for sure. I don't even know why he was sticking around after him and Alice went their separate ways. But then they came back, but then she killed him. So, I mean, hey, He's not in the show anymore. But yeah, he really wasn't my favorite character of the show. So he's going to go in the D tier. Next up, we have the Executioner. And I don't really know what his real name was, but he had a decent look, I guess. I mean, he did provide a decent fight scene with Batwoman in that courthouse, I think. So that was pretty cool. But he did only appear for one episode. So, I mean, that's all I really have to judge on him. So he's going to go at the top of the C tier. Next up, we have Sophie. And Sophie, look, I really wanted to like Sophie. I really did. But some of the choices she makes just irks my soul. Like, I can't with her sometimes. I'm gonna keep an open mind this season for sure. It's just sometimes in season 1, she just wasn't a very likable character. Now, she's not a bad character, but I don't know. Sometimes she just irked my soul. But sometimes she did come through, and I appreciate her coming through for the few times that she did. So she's gonna go at the top of the C tier for me. Next up, we have Batwoman herself, aka Kane. And Kate, look, I feel like Ruby Rose didn't really like the character because it didn't seem like she was trying at first. Like, she was cool in the Elseworlds crossover, but then after that, I don't know. I think she underestimated what it took to be the leading role in a superhero show, especially one as big as Batwoman. So, I mean, it just didn't seem like she was trying. Towards the end of the season, though, she did kind of grow into the role, but it was already too late at that point. And, now we have a new Batwoman, so I guess it didn't last very long. So, for me, she's going to go at the bottom of the C tier. Definitely not a favorite for sure. Next up, we have Mary's mom. I forgot what her name was, but she's going in the F tier. I hated her so much. I'm glad she died. Well, not really, but I mean, good riddance. Next up, we have, I think her name was Julia Pennyworth. I think that's what her name was. Julia or Julie, something like that. Let me know in the comments if it was Julia or am I all the way off. But I think she's either the daughter or the niece of Alfred, one of the two. And she was an alright character. I mean, she came in just to help Kate a few times. Then she started going out with Sophie, which came out of nowhere. But I mean, it's fine, I guess. But she was an alright character nonetheless. So she's going to go in the middle of the C tier. Next up, we have Luke Fox. And Luke Fox was goated for sure. He was a great character in the show. I mean, he definitely provided those funny moments when, he's like the tech guy to Batwoman or Kate. And, he definitely had a cool storyline towards the back half of the season when he was trying to find out who actually killed his father and finding out who that was. I did like that story for sure. So he's also going to go in the A tier, but just below Alice. Just below. Next up, we have Magpie. And Magpie was so irritating. Like, she irritated my soul. That suit was kind of Catwoman ripoff-ish in a sense. And, I mean, she appeared more than once, which was weird. I was hoping she was just like a one-off villain, but I guess not. But yeah, she's going at the bottom of the D tier. I wasn't a fan of her character. Next up, we have Mary. And Mary, she was an alright character. She definitely came into her own towards the back half of the season. Because unlike in the first half, she's kind of just, the social media influencer, a little spoiled. Not a little, a lot spoiled. And I mean, yeah, she did have that doctor clinic, I guess, but I feel like her story took off a little bit more when her mom died. So, in a way, her mom was holding her back a little bit. But she was an alright character. Like I said, she definitely grew into her own towards the back half of the season, and I'm actually pretty interested to see where her character goes in season 2 for sure. So she's gonna go at the bottom of the B tier for me. Next up we have Regan, I think that's what her name was. I really forgot what else she did other than be a sort of love interest to Kate, but not really. Like, she left after like 2 episodes, then she came back. Let me know in the comments what else she did, because I really forgot what she did, but she's also going in the F tier. Like, what was the point of your character? I really don't know. Next up, we have Agent Robles. I think that's how you say it. Robles. And the only thing he really did that was sort of interesting is that, you know, he was a corrupt agent. And then we find out that he's the one who actually killed Lucius Fox, which is Luke Fox's dad. So that was actually very interesting to see. But that's really all he did, unless I'm forgetting something else. It's been a minute since I've seen season 1, so just bear with me. But he was an alright character, so he's gonna go put him just below the Executioner in the C tier. Next up, we have this guy. I think he was like in the last or second to last episode of season 1. He had broke out of Arkham. He was chopping fools left and right with them swords. Like, my goodness. And he succeeded in killing his brother. And I mean, Batwoman, come on now. You couldn't stop him from doing that. But that's really all he did. And then didn't he get... Either he was killed by the crows or he was captured by the crows. One of the two. But he's just going to go at the top of the D tier because that's really all he did. I mean, the swords were cool, but that's it. And finally, we have this agent. I think his name is Tyler. He was Sophie's husband. Is her name Sophie? Please let me know if it's Sophie. Because if I've been getting it wrong this whole time, oh man, I'm gonna slap myself. But yeah, he was Sophie's husband, I think, when she was, until they got divorced, I guess. And then she started going with Julie, whatever her name is. And I mean, he was irritating as well. The show didn't want you to root for him, and they definitely made that prominent. So he's gonna go the bottom of the D tier. So that's the tier list, folks. F tier, we have Mary's mom and Regan. I think that's what her name is. In the D tier, we have the swords guy, Mouse, Magpie, and Tyler. In the C tier, we have Sophie, the Executioner, Agent Robulus, Julia, Pennyworth, Mouse's dad, and Kane. In the B tier, we have Hush, Jacob, Kane, and Mary. And in the A tier, we have Alice and Luke Fox. And once again, nobody in the S tier. I think this is like the second or third time this has happened. So that's the tier list, folks. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this tier list. Would you change it a bit? Would you change it a lot? Or would you keep it the same? Just let me know that in the comments. Also, let me know in the comment section what tier list you guys want to see next. I'm kind of running out of ideas, guys. So just please let me know what tier list you guys want to see, and I will definitely get on that. And if you did enjoy this video, just hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.